Hi, everyone. Hi, thanks for joining. This is Monica with Remax Real Estate Associates in Houston, Texas. I'm coming to you live. And for those of you that don't know me and just joined the broadcast, I am a third generation real estate investor, and I wanted to talk to you about buying and selling homes in the past versus today, yesterday versus today. I know I've been putting out videos talking to you all about real estate investing and alternative ways to doing it. And so that's what brings me to today's broadcast. So if you don't mind and you're just joining in, please share the video if you can, because even though this content may not apply to you directly, if you share it, it helps to get it out there, and that way it'll reach everyone. Give me 1 second, I need to share this. Hi, thanks for joining. I'm just going live on Twitter now. So hi, thanks for joining. So again, for those of you that are just joining me, I am sharing this for you. I'm live on YouTube, Periscope, Facebook, not on Instagram yet, and Twitter as well. So it's at TXGUYS. Thanks for joining. So anyway, I wanted to ask you all, how do you think homes were bought and sold? Like I'm talking about like our great grandparents. How did they buy and sell homes? When you look at the way they bought homes back then versus today, basically what it is that you have to look at the way they purchased the home. Did they, back then there wasn't credit, there weren't mortgages, there wasn't that kind of entities in place at that time. So how do you think that they went about purchasing the property? I know that some people think about people used to store money in a can, and they would save up, money in a kitchen can and then purchase the property outright. Now, did they really do that? That's the question. And I can tell you that I know a lot of homes were done owner to owner. So I think I mentioned it the other day that, some people, that I actually know someone that they ended up buying a house, and that was the first mortgage that had been used here in Houston. It was the first company that they were using that, where you could buy a house using a mortgage. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it. Anyway, so those were owner finances. And so I wanted to talk to you all about that because it's important, because it may have appeared that that was a rental property, but it may not have been. It may have been an owner finance. And what that means is that the owner actually was the bank, and they financed the property for the new homeowner. And a lot of properties changed hands that way. So if you're not sure about it, or if you want to ask your grandparents if they're still here, or your great grandparents, ask them how they bought and sold homes back then, because they might be able to share that with you. I know I have an example of someone that bought a owner finance for $25,000. That was a $5,000 down payment, and they paid it off in 5 years. So during that 5 years time, there was a stream of money coming in every month, paying off that property. So it looks like it's a rental property, but it's not. So that's why I'm sharing that with you today. Another thing that I wanted to mention was, and that was my point number 2. That was my first point was, well, how do you think they were sold back then? And how, before the mortgages were. Number 2 is, was it really a rental property, or was it an owner finance? The third thing is that there is a new trend that's pushing towards purchasing rental properties. And I have nothing against rental properties. I have one of my own. My family has rental properties. There's nothing wrong with having the rental property, but there are things that are different about that, in that you don't get the homestead exemption on all of those properties. So if you have multiple properties, thank you so much for the hearts. Please share the broadcast too, if you can. But if you have multiple rental properties, in Texas, you can only get a homestead exemption on one. And that's where you get a little bit of a tax break on your property taxes. But the taxes are higher on the rental property. So how do you go about that? That's what I'm talking to you about. So if you have a property that's free and clear, and maybe you were thinking about having a rental property, then I can help you with that. I can help you have this steady stream of income coming in, and you have an alternative way of going about having the property, and you're not having to worry about doing the repairs on the property. You're not having to hire a maintenance company. You're not even having to hire anyone to collect the check for you. You can get it yourself. It can be sent directly to you. For those of you that are just joining in, and if you want to do a Q&A session with me, please go to bit.ly/let's get it sold, and we can set up a time and a date for us to talk. But basically what I'm trying to say is that you've got to think out of the box, people. We have so many people that are so set in going the traditional route, but there are other options out there. And if you want to be a homeowner, or if you want to sell your house, but you're not sure about the market, or you don't want to go through the headache, I can tell you this particular way, you can close faster on your property. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Hi, thank you for joining. Again, I am live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Periscope right now. So if you have any questions and I don't get to you right away, I will go back through and I will rewatch the broadcast. So if you like, share, comment, or anything like that, and I'm not getting to you right away, I will. So for those of you that are giving me hearts, I really, really appreciate that. And please share the broadcast so that it continues to spread. So again, what I wanted to say is my 3 points were: how do you think homes were bought and sold prior to mortgages? Were those houses rental properties, or did it come across as a rental? It was just a steady stream of income coming in. And my third point is there is a new push towards rentals where you're floating money. And if you don't know what floating is, we can talk about that on another live stream. But basically, you don't have to float the money. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. There are other options in real estate. There's other ways for you to make money. There's other ways for you to have steady streams of income coming in. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help you with that. Again, this is Monica Guy with RE/MAX Real Estate Associates in Houston, Texas. And I will be coming to you again with more information. So stay tuned. Follow me on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. It's my Twitter handle is @TXGUYS. Hi, thanks for joining. So I'm logging off of Facebook now, and I will see you soon. Okay, so it's just YouTube and Periscope now. So if you all have any questions about real estate investing, that's what I'm holding this scope for. Basically, if you're wanting to have the steady stream of income coming in monthly, then that's what I'm here to talk about. If you have any questions, please post them now because I'm not going to be on much longer. All right, thanks for joining. I appreciate your coming. Okay, well, I guess that's it. Y'all have a good one. I'll talk to you soon.